From superstars like Kawhi and Paul George sitting out every year in the playoffs, Katie and Klay both going down in the finals in 2019, drafting NBA busts to the infamous Kardashian curse. Which team is the most cursed in NBA history? Let's go all the way back to 2014.
With the third pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Joel Embiid.
Standing at 7 feet tall with a 7'5" wingspan and a 15-inch schlong, Embiid is set out to be a dominant center with a combination of skill and athleticism, making him potentially being the cornerstone of the team. However, injuries take a huge toll on his career. Because of his leg injury, he wasn't able to make his debut until 2 years into his NBA career. In 2015, the Sixers had the third pick in the draft, and out of all people they could get, they drafted Jahlil Okafor. Wait, who the fuck is this? I just found out that he's a center. Why would they draft another center when they already have Embiid even though he's injured? If you look at that draft, they could have easily drafted someone like Devin Booker or even Kristaps Porzingis. Even though my guy Jahlil was balling in that season, averaging 17.5 points and 7 rebounds, the 76ers still ended up being dead last in the East. In 2016, the Sixers fucked up again by drafting you already know who, the one and only Ben Simmons. Simmons was indeed a great prospect with tremendous potential at that time. Standing at 6 feet 10, averaging damn near 20 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists, he was projected to be the next big thing like LeBron or the STD guy.
Bad news today for the Philadelphia 76ers. The team announced that an X-ray and MRI revealed that the #1 overall pick in the draft, Ben Simmons, has a fracture of the 5th metatarsal bone in his right foot. The injury occurred when the rookie forward rolled his ankle during the final scrimmage of the team's 2016 training camp at Stockton University on Friday.
Yeah, it happened again. Just like Joel Embiid, Simmons was not able to make his debut right away because of a leg injury. The only good news that happened to the Sixers this year is that Embiid finally stepped foot on the court. And not gonna lie, he's looking really solid. But when you take a closer look at the lineup this year, there is no way in hell that this team is gonna make it to the playoffs. Throughout the entire NBA history, I have never seen anything as bizarre as what happened to Fultz. Well, maybe the J.R. Smith one. Fultz is a really talented scorer and playmaker coming into the league. Surely pairing him up with a 6'10" guard Ben Simmons and Embiid will certainly make them a contender, right? Well, if we're watching this video, we all know what happened to him. Just around 14 games into the season, Fultz unfortunately suffered from a shoulder injury which resulted him into shooting like this.
And the Heat now at the team foul limit. The Sixers, for their part in the penalty, a rather
mental blocks, physical incapabilities. No one's yet to be able to figure out why he wasn't able to shoot normally. On the bright side, though, the Sixers was finally able to make the playoffs this year with a respectable 52-30 record in the regular season. In the playoffs, the Sixers would destroy the Miami Heat, led by 90-year-old D-Wade in 5 games. But they would eventually fall short to the Celtics again in 5 games. In the 2018-19 season, the 76ers made some really good move. They first traded Dario Saric, Robert Covington, Jerry Bayless, and a second-round pick for Jimmy Butler. Looking back at it now, that was a complete steal for the Sixers. They also traded a bunch of trash and picks away for Tobias Harris, Boban, and Mike Scott. The 76ers certainly has one of the most stacked lineup ever in NBA history. I'm not gonna lie to you, even though I'm not no Sixers fan. It was still electrifying to watch them play together. But the most cursed and unfortunate thing happened to them.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger? Game! Series! Toronto!
Yeah, there's not much you can do about that. Everyone on the team played well, but Kawhi is just better.
Tobias Harris over me?
Quick question for you all. Would you take a player who's a decent role player averaging around 18 points but cannot carry the team if needed? Or a clutch player who is not afraid of big moments but also average 18 points? Obviously, the 76ers, being the bad decision maker that they usually are, took the role player instead of Jimmy Butler after seeing what Jimmy is capable of in the playoffs. Just imagine how good of a team the Sixers would have been if they kept him on the team. Fast forward to the 2020 to 2021 season. Joel Embiid has become one of the best players in the NBA, and even in the MVP discussion. Ben Simmons also on the path to becoming a superstar in the future. Leading by these two, the 76ers actually did incredibly well in the regular season, finishing first in the East with a 49-23 record. This is their fourth year in the playoffs. Yet they still haven't been able to make it to the conference finals, let alone the real finals. And this year is no different. This time, though, it's not because of injuries or bad coaching or a lucky shot by Kawhi Leonard.
Well, but that's when you know that the game is in your head. That's a dunk for Ben Simmons right there. You got it, and I know you got to decide.
In the playoffs against the Hawks in the second round, something got into Ben Simmons, making him afraid to even touch the ball and not able to shoot free throws at all. I don't know if he's scared of Trae Young or someone else. All of his stats plummeted when he's playing against the Hawks. From averaging 14 points in the regular season to only 9 points, and free throw percentage dropped all the way to 34-35%. I guess everyone but the Sixers organization foresaw that Harden and Embiid would not bring home a chip, but it wasn't until this year for them to realize that they traded Ben Simmons for another Ben Simmons. After playing together for a year, the two superstars were expected to do great this year, especially with a solid supporting cast and rising star like Tyrese Maxey. After Harden having a few big games in the second round playoffs against the Celtics, the Sixers would be up 3-2 in the series. James Harden then decided to execute the best choke job in history. In Game 6, James Harden scored a total of 13 points in 43 minutes, shooting 4 for 16 on the field. You think this is bad already? Wait till you see his Game 7 stats. 9 points in 41 minutes, shooting 3 for 11. Does that remind you of anybody? There's no doubts that people are comparing him to Ben Simmons when he's putting up stats like this, and his off-season moves don't make it better either. Right now, he's exactly doing what Simmons was doing 2 years ago, refusing to go to training camp and to play anymore. The 76ers' future is not looking bright as well, with Harden and Embiid both wanting to leave the team. From making bad decisions, trading, signing, and drafting players to superstars encountering the most mind-boggling problems, there's no doubt that Sixers is the most cursed organization in the NBA. I do hope that they can trade Harden for someone that's more suitable for the team and they are able to keep Embiid from leaving. But as of right now, things are not looking great, and it doesn't seem like they can break the second round curse anytime soon. What do you think? Thank you for watching. Drop a like and sub if you liked the video. See you again. Peace.